Hey vinyl community, hey everybody, how y'all doing? Thought I'd change it up and do something outside today. So today we are talking about, okay, I know it's a white out, that's what it looks like, the White Album. So we are outside doing the Beatles White Album. This copy that I've got is actually it's an early English one. It's still glossy, if you can tell. And it still has the Beatles embossed on right across here and the inside. This is not a numbered copy. I know we were doing a numbered copy a little while ago, but sorry I don't have one to show you. But these are very clean, very nice. And as I'm sitting outside, you can hear the neighbor's air conditioning coming on. Just what I need, because now I gotta speak up even louder. But anyway, this copy is very clean, very nice. And this was the very first time that we got pictures. Paul and Ringo. This is from Linda McCartney. Well, actually, Linda Eastman. At that time, where Lisa Eastman took the photographs for this. And also I've got the Beatles White Album poster. As you can see, great picture of Ringo there. Isn't that great? Dropped something. But the poster has very big, very nice picture. And the cool thing about this was on the back, it had the words, which is awesome and excellent, like I said, and this is the pictures. So that was really great. Finally get that. Linda did those. Then I'm starting back in with these with Beatle Monthlies. This one with Ringo. This is I Will by a classical version. I'll show you the CD of that in a minute. I got a lot of White Album stuff to go through, so hopefully you all will hang in there with me. There's another one of these Beatle Monthlies. Great pictures. Not a great one there. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Good picture. Okay. I probably won't be able to show all of these like I do in some of the other ones. Good one of Paul. And another pictures. And other pictures. These are neat. I like these. These are really cool. Anyway, that's kind of that magazine. And this was kind of a neat one as well. George and Patty. And this has got some good pictures as well. The White Album was a tough album. It was probably the most controversial, today's word, controversial, probably the most controversial album out there between the Beatles themselves. They were having a tough time. Turn this down just a hair. Trying to outdrown the air unit next to me, air conditioner. At that time, the Beatles were having a tough time. They were struggling because the music wasn't really coming together that well. They just doing the Maharishi thing, and also the other big issue was there was a lot of tension in the studio. John brought Yoko. For the first time in a Beatles recording session, a girlfriend showed up. And that was kind of a nothing to do, you know, they didn't want anything to do with Yoko because they didn't want Yoko in the sessions to be there during the White Album. So tension was tight. They had beds in the White Album. They did all kinds of crazy stuff for the White Album, John and Yoko. This is kind of neat. This is rare. This has just been put out. This is kind of the chaser for those Hot Wheels. It's the White Album truck. Here's the back of it. So like I was saying, it was kind of difficult. So Yoko was on the scene wanting to record and be a part of the Beatles, and it just wasn't the thing to do. Can't forget the anthology. There's a lot of good stuff from the White Album on this. So Yoko was there, and so George Harrison brought Eric Clapton in, which caused a lot more commotion. This is all demos and acoustic White Album stuff. That's kind of neat. So there was a lot of tension on the album. Things were not that great, that's for sure. There's the 45. So it was an upset album. Overall, as Ringo said, he really felt as if that album could have been two separate albums instead of, he kind of called it the White and the Whiter album. And this one is an anniversary edition of the White Album on CD. And for fun, they numbered the CD. So there's my number on the CD. This is the CD that I had. Did you see the number? I couldn't tell if I got that in there or not. Okay. Top load, which is kind of cool. And it also comes with the original Mini Baby poster of the White Album as well. And let's see, this is kind of getting to be a harder piece to get, this White Album 30th anniversary one. It has both CDs. And this is okay. I've seen this on vinyl, and it's very repetitive. It's good. I'd probably pick the one before that I showed you instead of this one. This one's okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I thought I had one more flap. It didn't. Anyway, here's that. This is the CD that we're listening to. But I thought I'd throw that in there because it's kind of fun because it's kind of a white CD. It's classical. Then out of this Beatley book, it's kind of their launch of Apple. I'm showing the picture of that. So that's kind of neat. Giving you several options here to decide on different fun things to get. Beatle Monthly with a great picture of John. So yeah, like I said, this album was very controversial. George Martin did his very best to fight for the first time with John in saying that he didn't like the song or even wanted the song number 9. The actual demo of that is, this is the let's see, how's it go? This is number 9. This is studio take number 9, and it was just a loop saying, this is number 9. This is kind of so anyway, talking fast. So anyway, that's how the song kind of became on number 9 with all that. It was supposed to be, this is tape loop number 9, and then they just kind of rotated and kept it back and forth. Ringo was lying down on the ground, and that's him lying down singing the song Good Night. So on the album, he was lying down, and that's how he did the song, was Good Night. So that's kind of neat. Little bit of little submarine picture there. That's a great picture. Very lovely. This is back in the day, the posters you could buy. So these were neat. Another good picture. Another Beatle Monthly. This is all kind of 68 ones anyway. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I'm kind of racing through some of this too quickly because it's kind of brisk out here. I'm sort of like stuff's going to get blown away. Hopefully not. So them when they went to India. Great picture of George Harrison. Wow, the wind's really picking up now. Good color picture. Most of these only have black and white shots. As you can see, there's some of the earlier stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of black and white, but there's very little color. They kind of did only the color shots for like the back and the front. So, but those were those. And then this is another Beatles White album. As the later ones went in, they just printed saying the White Album. They didn't have the numbers, and they didn't have them embossed, and they didn't have all of that. And we're back to the poster once again. I liked the poster a lot. I really tried hard not to put this up on the wall. When I was growing up, you know, as a kid and all that, I really wanted this up on the wall, but I didn't do it because I didn't want all the hole marks and stuff like that. So did you hang up your White Album poster? I wonder if you did. Then when I was in high school, I did a PMT, which is a photo mechanical transfer. So I did that picture. That's kind of neat. I thought I'd be in printing, so I was going to do that at one time. Let me move this around. So the White Album that I just showed you is the Capital one, and these are in white vinyl. These are nice. They sound pretty good. I mean, they're not really terrific. I think at this time when Purple came out for the White Capital, they were good quality, but when they did some of the colored vinyl, I don't think they were as good. So the white one, I don't think the White Album's not as good. And then of course I've got all the something else of mine. The pictures as well. And then there was a really, really rare one that came out called the Black Album. And it was all just basically Abbey Road and Let It Be stuff. But this is the poster to it. The only thing I have from the Black Album is the poster. Now it's getting even more noisier. But this is really cool. This has got some great pictures. Getting all that. But this has got some neat stuff in here as well. I really like that one a lot. That's neat. Neat picture. And like I said, back to this one. And this had all the lyrics and all the stuff on this side. But it was all basically Let It Be stuff and some Abbey Road. It wasn't too bad. It was okay. And then there's this book that was out. I won't go through all the pages on this, but this, Joe. Hey, Joe, how you doing? I watched one of Joe's videos, and, you know, like a lot of you, I'll watch these, and I'll say, gosh, I really want this book as well. So what I did was I found this book, and it's got a lot of just great pictures. Just really, really great pictures in here. This is a definite must. So Joe, me and Mr. Mayo, he showed this book quite a long time ago. But it's a great album. Great album. Great book. My album started flying around. That's why I was saying album. So that's a very good book. And then this is another book, Beatle book. This is kind of fun. This is embossed, and it's numbered as well. There we go. So you can see how it kind of gives that, and then it gives the number. And I had the gentleman. Here's my ticket to go to the show. Here's the gentleman who signed the book for me, who wrote the book. And it's all about the White Album and other albums that he was involved in. He gave a long lecture, almost as long as my White Album discussion. Yeah, just a lot of different pictures in here. I'll show you some other ones. To tell you the truth, I really don't remember how this went when he did all of this, because his lecture was actually pretty boring. It was okay. I didn't really care for it terrifically. It was good, but it wasn't great. You know, it was just kind of his recollection of doing stuff during the White Album and some other things. But it was okay. And them doing Hey Dude. I'm gonna skip a lot of that one. So yeah, it's an okay book. If you run across it, you want to get it, that's great. It's not really a definite must to have, as in books. It was okay. And like I said, I wasn't overwhelmed with his lecture. I mean, it was interesting. Then this is a bootleg album up next. This is kind of a White Album sessions and outtakes. And this is the back. Let me see if I can get over here to get your information for you. This isn't bad. This is pretty good. The audio varies on this from good to better. Let me show you the snazzy label. Look at that. A lot of information on the label for you to read. Let you pause on that. Yeah, right. The White Album, again. Then this is Off-White, actually, is what it's called. And this is demos. Demos and stuff. This is good. And this is the first press. The second press was pressed in white, which I don't have that one. I've got this one, which was the first press. Beatleology magazine on the White Album. Not going to go through all of that. And this book. This has a lot of good pictures of them, as you can see. This is probably one of my favorite pictures. I really like that a lot. Some other great pictures here. That's good picture. If I'm not mistaken, I think this picture is the picture of them at that was going to be one of the pictures for the White Album covers. Not the covers, but the insert. But it just didn't happen. I'm not sure, but I think it was. Anyway, that's a great book. This has got a lot of White Album stuff as well. Look at this good picture of Paul. Yeah, that's really nice. This is a good book. There's a lot more pictures, but I'm kind of running out of time here, so I'm trying to move along. Then there's this book, which is all about them with the Maharishi. And there are a lot of very, very good color pictures in here, and a lot of very rare pictures. So if you're looking for a very good book, this is excellent. I would seriously highly recommend this one. And I think you can get this book still through Fest for Beatle Fans. See, I remember the days when it was Beatle Fest, so you know. But Fest for Beatle fans, I think it's still. I think you still can get this book through that. And this is, like I said, this is just a nice book. Great picture of Mr. Paul. And a lot of stuff in there. But like I said, there's a lot of good rare pictures. A lot of terrific photos. I know you've recently all seen this picture, but that's just a good one. Another good one. Alright, as I'm wrapping up my White album, let me tell you about some other stuff that's coming on. For those of you that have got satellite radio, XM, a very, very exciting thing is happening on the 18th, which is coming up, May 18th. So if you're watching this much later, you've already know that the channel is on, but I've got satellite radio XM. And on that, on the 18th, they are releasing a new station, which is going to be all nothing but Beatles! Beatles 24 hours a day. So my wife is so thoroughly excited that there's more Beatles coming out. So yes, so they're releasing on XM on the 18th. You understood me. So that'll be exciting to know and to get. So if you have XM, look forward to that coming out. And I am thrilled. My wife said, I don't know what the difference would be in you just playing your albums all the time. But it's going to be a new station, finally. It'll be 24 hours, 7 days a week. So stay tuned and watch that on the 18th, which is coming out this May, which is this month. And I hope you enjoyed watching my White Album stuff. I went kind of quickly, but I hope you got enough information there to kind of get some ideas about different albums, different ones. I don't have a low number. Ringo Starr just recently sold his White Album, which was number 4. So wouldn't that be a nice one to have? Most definitely, but couldn't begin to afford that. So, but anyway, I'm enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the day outside. Hope you enjoyed my White Album tour. And I will talk to you again, Vinyl community. Take care, everybody. See ya.